All right. So this obviously this video is just made to just address the suck to target thing, because it's kind of getting out of hand at this point. Like the suck to target thing, the magnetism, it's in the game. It's in Ninja Gaiden 4. There's no denying it. All right. This is how it works. Give me a second. Lower the volume a little bit.
It's not the same distance. You could clearly see that. Like, you could for sure see that. If you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't even argue no more. I can't even argue it no more. Like,
wait for it, because I'm going to demonstrate it as well.
You move within this range of speed.
That's the normal range that you're moving
Whereas
in.
when he's locked on, let me see if I can lock on and run away. Lock on to see how far it locks on. Right? All the way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But not count that. That's the second hit. That's the second hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? When he's not locked on, it's gonna lock me on when I move close to him. But look, watch the distance travel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
And I still didn't touch him. It would have been 14. So yes, my point is that you move more distance when the game recognizes that there's a target that you're applying your attack to. You don't have to hard lock onto them, because that's not like, I just did that for demonstration purposes. But when there's an enemy on a screen and you're doing an attack, the game recognizes that you're locked to this enemy, right? And that your attack, you're gonna be pulled to this enemy, because the way the game works, it just magnetizes you to that enemy. That's how it works. You move more distance. That's just factual. Again, if you can't see that based on what I just showed you, you're lying to yourself.
I don't know why this is an argument at all. Like, I really don't know why. And I'm not trying to come at nobody or anything, but like, it's clearly there. It's in the game. Like, there's nothing to argue about it. Like, it's there. Like, it's there, bro. Like, you do this, you could slide. How I know this? Because I abuse it on bosses. I know how to do that. That's why I take chain link off. I play without chain link. Just I don't know if it shows you in these options or whatever. But I play without accessories, without chain. Wait. Oh, it doesn't let me select combat skills. But I take chain link off because of that. Like, that's the reason why. Because you can abuse that. You could run around him and then just move like that. You see that? As soon as the enemy appeared on the screen, you see how the distance traveled. You see that?
Go back. So look, he dies here. This is my normal movement, because there's no target. Soon as he appears, it slides like towards him like that.
See that? As soon as the enemy
That's
appears
how
on
it
the
works.
Screen, you see how the distance travels? There's no debate in that. I don't understand why it's a thing. Like,
okay, cool story. End of the point, right? Now let's play Ninja Gaiden 2, right? Ninja Gaiden 2. I did the best I can. Obviously, there's no training mode in Ninja Gaiden 2. And forgive me for even making this video. It's not to prove people wrong. It's just to defend myself from being called a liar. I hate being called a liar. When I make a point, like, my point is to debate something with somebody. If somebody says, hey, this is one thing in the game, and I say, hey, this is another thing in the game, we each find out methods to try and get to a point that's factual. Sometimes, there's debates where there is no right or wrong to the answer. But when I'm called a liar about it, I have to make a video to prove myself not a liar, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So Ninja Gaiden 2, let me see where this thing is. Okay, so I think I picked the dual swords here. It's harder to record because the Xbox is like limited or whatnot. But look, I picked the two swords because the two swords has both a slash attack and a lunge attack, right? So I go to the corner. There's no enemies here. I go to the corner. This is his distance travel. Slash, slash, slash. stab, 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 right? Now fast forward a little bit, get an enemy on the screen. These guys are gonna appear on the screen. Now watch. It's gonna be the same distance. There's gonna be no magnetism. It's gonna be targeting. It's gonna target. It's gonna, like, Hayabusa's gonna look to where his target is, but the actual animation is not gonna be pulled towards the enemy. Same distance, same distance, same lunge distance. Look, I even missed the UT because of the fact that it doesn't pull me towards the enemy. One more time, run it back. He lost the arm here. I missed the UT. The UT is missed, which, by the way, in this game, if you don't know, has complete iframes. So you don't get punished for missing a UT. So whoever made that claim, that's a lie as well. Right? But I had to dash towards him and actually do the UT to kill him, right? Now I'm gonna show another point, which is the turnaround thing, right? This is when you press a direction. When you press a direction in the game, run it back here. So right, Hayabusa is facing towards the gate over there, right? But I'm gonna press like down and the attack button. He has a whole animation to turn him around and attack the enemy, right? It's still the same amount of frames as you would do on a basic attack, but the thing is that he has an animation for it so that the game makes it look smooth when you attack them. That's very important. As an animator, that is very important. You don't want it to feel like, hey, he just defied logic to get to the enemy, which he still does. Like it's there's no denying that, but he has these animations for this point. You want to make it look as smooth as possible. Now look, I'm turning this way, lunge attack. Did he move any distance closer towards the enemy? No, it just turned him around. Boom. 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 Right? It didn't slide me towards him, and it's not going to do that. That's just how the game is designed. It knows that, hey, there's an enemy on the screen. Hayabusa should be facing that enemy when he goes to do his attack, which is what he does. But it doesn't pull him towards the enemy. His actual animation, it's not increased just because there's an enemy on the screen. That's the point that we're talking about. I tried to get this guy, but it was on Acolyte. I tried to get him to hold still. I was gonna try and like shuriken him, but he ended up dying right there. But that's just my point. Like it doesn't do that. So to sit here and say that it does when like, again, all of my points, there's certain things I may say where I may not have like footage of, but even in my review video, everything that I felt was subjectively, a critique to this game or a flaw or like however you want to view it, I always have video proof of what I'm talking about so that you can see my experience as a player. I can't just tell you something and not have proof of it. Kicks down his door. I don't slide towards them. I don't slide. I don't slide. No distance is increased. Nothing at all. So that is a mute point. Like, it's completely dead. So with that being said, you know who you are. You called me a liar. Clearly, I'm not the one lying when I have proof in the videos, bro. Now, with that also being said, like, again, it's not to say Ninja Gaiden 4 is a bad game, because, like, I think it's a decent game. I just think the 9 out of 10 is absurd by saying combat is perfect when it isn't. That's my whole perspective of that game. Like, to say combat is perfect means that every aspect of it is perfect. Combat doesn't just involve Hayabusa speed. And this goes for the guys who talk about Ninja Gaiden 3 like that too. They say Ninja Gaiden 3 has the best combat. And the only reason I say that they're wrong about it is because just because Hayabusa's moveset is better than what it is in Ninja Gaiden 2, that is factual. I will never debate that with you. that doesn't mean that the combat is great if the enemies in response to that are not like moving in a way that complements that. So if you're attacking somebody and they're hit stun and they could just auto dodge or something out of that, that's not a true string. It's like Tekken now. Like it, you know how in Tekken you do a combo and then like usually in Tekken you could like block in the middle of the combo because it always has like a gap between the combos, like between the strings. It's a string, like it's an actual combo for the player, but the defending player still has to actually block the whole thing correctly, or they get what is called reset damage, where the game acts like the combo is like treated as the first hit of the attack, so you'll take full damage from that. That's how Ninja Gaiden 3 kind of is, but there's no gaps in between. It's just the enemies can just choose to get hit or not. That's how that works. And in Ninja Gaiden 4, it's the same way with the blocking. If you attack too much, they will block in the middle of hit stun. It doesn't matter what frame they in. They could be face down on the floor. They could be against a wall from a guillotine throw. They can choose to block if they want to. That's just how that works. Okay. But this is not me. You know, I'm not trying to, I don't like to compare Ninja Gaiden 2 to Ninja Gaiden 4. I don't like to do that. I just go based on like, here's my experience of Ninja Gaiden 4. And I think these are things in Ninja Gaiden 4 that kind of make the combat suck versus the things that make the combat great. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how that works. Again, enemy magnetism, just to kind of simplify it for you. If you're playing Street Fighter and you throw a Hadouken or a Fireball, right? And a person defending would jump, they're supposed to jump over the Fireball, right? If the Fireball then decides to move up in the air, why, like, what was the point of the person jumping? That means now you made it so that the person can only block in defense to the Fireball, because you now added tracking and magnetism to the Fireball. So now the Fireball is going to track the person that's in the air when it should never do that. That's how magnetism works in this type of situation, in this game, you know, like, and my problem, going back to the original video, the Ninja Gaiden 4 video, is that it makes the animation look sloppy when Yakumo is doing that, but I don't really have an issue with that. I do think that should be adjusted, but it's more of when the enemies are doing it to the player, because when the enemies are doing it to the player, and just at the same instance I was just telling you about the Fireball situation in Street Fighter, if I dodge out the way, the game shouldn't rotate the enemy and pull them towards me just to guarantee the hit. If I dodge out the way, I should just dodge out the way. That's the correct, that's the correct response to that attack. I moved, so you didn't get to hit me. I shouldn't move, and then, like, because your active frames are longer than my sidestep animation, you still hit me, even though you wasn't even aiming in the direction that I moved away in. But yeah, man, I didn't even want to make this video, but like, just don't ever call me a liar, bro. Like, because I have to make a video, bro. Like, I have to prove y'all wrong. Man, I'm starting to see like why this Ninja Gaiden community is so toxic, bro. No lie, man. And it's like, I've always been a part of it, but like, you know, I enjoy the game for what I enjoy the game for. Other people enjoy the game for what they enjoy the game for. But man, like, to claim something is right versus something is wrong, or this is here but it's not really there, like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, come on, fam. But yeah, there's 14 minutes. It should have been a 6-minute video, but I'm done with that.